Do you have a team that looks for land for you, or you're out riding around looking for land yourself?
I am boots on the ground.
Okay.
That
Okay.
has not changed. I'm still boots on the
Driving
ground.
around looking like, Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Key and Will's podcast, The More You Know.
What's going on, family?
Yes, welcome. We are so happy to have you here joining our podcast where we talk about all things real estate and lifestyle.
Yes.
This month, as you know, we are celebrating our Women Who Dare to Dream series. And we are so excited to have another special guest in the building today.
The special guest. Listen, this series has been phenomenal. We've had 3 real estate powerhouses in the building. So today we have Ms. Danielle Rudolph.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Listen. Her resume is just like,
oh my gosh. It's lengthy, you guys.
Condense it there. I'm going to try to condense it. Now, listen, she specializes in luxury homes, real estate development, and custom properties. That's what I love. And she's the CEO of Rudolph & Company Real Estate and Development. Listen, her firm offers a wide range of services, including real estate sales, property development, investment consulting, and the list goes on. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Okay, Danielle, developer?
I'm just blown
Look
away.
at how I've never seen a developer
You haven't seen her with her Timbs on?
look like
I've
you
seen
look.
you with your Timbs on, Danielle. Listen, developer, like he said, in a male-dominated industry, that's what makes this so powerful and unique. We're here in Atlanta. I just want to go back a little bit just to see, how did you even get into development? I know you're a real estate agent, you're a realtor, you're a broker. So you've done all that stuff, right? And then you took it to the next level.
A whole nother level.
From development. And that's major.
Yes. So how it all started, and one I would preference is that I'm a firm believer in that.
Yes.
And I pride myself on staying open and being diligent to its word.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I am always looking for more because I believe that there's more.
Yes.
So I never want to stay stagnant in a place for too long.
Sure.
And so how it all started, and I'll make it brief, is 2018, I'm like, I'm tired of driving buyers around.
Yeah.
I need them to come to me.
Right.
So I started driving around looking for different developments, and I pull up, jump out the car. Who's the builder? Who's the developer? I want to represent them as their listing agent for their community.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
That's how it started.
Mhm.
I'm like 5 developments in, and I pull up on one, and I ask for the builder. And the gentleman was like, hey, I'll give you his number. He doesn't live here,
Okay.
but I'll connect you. So we connected. They came to Georgia, and they run their entire team. And again, it's like Labor Day weekend. So I was with a different brokerage before I started my own.
Okay.
My broker's gone. The social broker's gone. And so I'm in there having to me developing this community by myself with just a room full of males. So again, I knocked it out the box. He gave me the community, but what he told me was, if I give you this community, I need you to be my boots on the ground.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Right. That's what we do. Yeah.
Honey, boots on the ground meant I had to do everything. So this is my learning lesson.
Okay.
Working with the operas, working with the engineers, working with getting utilities onto the property.
Right.
Power poles onto the property.
Yes.
I literally, the architect, the designers, calling in permits, getting water meters. Like literally, I was in university at this point, and I did it over and over again. Now, granted, I sold out the community in 30 days. So we were all under contract on all of the properties, but then it went into building them
The
out.
next phase. The next phase. Yeah.
And so in that's where I learned hands on what to do.
Every step.
single level And I'd done it multiple times. So
Okay.
it was repetitive.
Rinse and repeat.
Yes, repeat.
Mhm.
And so then from there, they end up going a different direction. And so now I had a team that I worked with them, they worked with me.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at each other like, what's next?
Yeah.
And we're like, buy a lot. So my first lot was $15,000. I built my first house was 1,700 square feet. And it sold. And I took that money and I joked with people. I said, they gave us the wrong product in our hand. But I took it and I learned to flip it. So I took that money and I flipped bricks legally.
I love it.
I took that money and I flipped it.
Bricks.
I flipping bricks legally.
Wow. That is...
So I do want to back up a little bit because your story is very intriguing to me. Meaning, I understand that whole concept of let me shop these neighborhoods and see if I can become the agent for the builder, right? Mm-hmm. So were you pitching yourself as the realtor, as the agent on site for the builder, or did you really pitch yourself as the developer?
Oh no, just the agent on site. I want the listing. Come to me. Let me sit in the model house, honey, and let these guys come to me because I'm tired of driving.
Right. But then when you got in there, had the meeting with them, they were like, "Oh yeah, she sounds knowledgeable." Were you afraid when he said, "All right, you got it"?
Absolutely.
But I also need you to do all these other things. How did you learn to do those extra things he was asking that are truly
training? It was just like call. And back then, this was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were in the city of Atlanta and you could go down to the county office to talk to them.
Oh, yeah.
Office. You used to have to go in and take your plans for them to snip them. So it was a lot of me going into the office and asking questions.
Asking questions.
Sure. And they guided me anytime I got on the phone with anybody. What's your name? What's your email address? What's your number and extension? And anytime I needed to roll back to figure out something, I was always able to call that person. Hey, this is Danielle Rudolph. Remember on 1, 2, 3 Okay, I have a question about this. And a lot of the times people are very helpful and they'll tell you what you need to do next.
Right.
And so that's how I was able to make it through.
Wow.
Smart, you guys. This is a smart woman.
I'm sitting here like just baffled because the fact that you took it upon yourself, right? You basically took advantage of that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It threw you in a situation where you was like, okay, I don't know how much
different.
Yes.
This is different.
But you capitalized on that.
And you had as a realtor, we do have a basic understanding of those things, but being an actual developer is certainly a few notches above, being a realtor.
The success of that first development that you were able to do.
Yeah.
That you were able to flip that, get that sold. You had a team and you said, hey, let's figure out how we can do this. Go look for some land.
Yep. And that's where it started. And so it went from one. We successfully built and sold that one. I took that money, bought more plots, built those out, and we just kept getting bigger and bigger. So from going from my own spec homes, I do spec homes, and I do custom build for clients.
Sure.
So an ADU, so as small as 700 square feet ADU, to my biggest house to date has been 15,000 square feet.
Wow.
Danielle, wow.
How did you, because I've seen your properties. So when I say luxury, I'm talking about luxury.
Yes, you guys.
Level.
Yes.
So did you say, you know what, like the level of home, the type of home, at what point did you say, you know what, I want these to be luxury, quality? Because some builders, they throw stuff up, they put the cheapest materials in there, and it's just a money bag.
Yeah.
But your property is just on a whole different level. Like, at what point did you say, no, we're going to do this the right way?
One, I care about the community.
Sure.
And two, like, if I'm not going to live here, I'm not going to give somebody something that I wouldn't live in.
Right.
And so for me, that's just the basis of our projects and how we build. I want to give people the level of luxury and saying that you can have this too. You deserve it.
Right.
You worked hard. Everything that it even takes to build a house or even purchase a house, not let alone build it. You got to have your credit straight. You have to be on your job for an extended period of time.
Right.
You have to be paying your bills on time, no late fees, and all. Like, it's a lot of work.
It is.
Just to purchase a home.
Yeah.
And I want to give somebody something that when they come home, they are excited about making that mortgage payment.
And proud.
They're proud.
Yeah.
And so that's where that comes from, is I'm not going to give somebody something that I would take.
I like that.
Yeah.
like
and my
that.
standard is high.
Yes, we know that.
and I love that. I love that.
Now, Danielle, did you, once you started to move into this space on your own as an entrepreneur for yourself, did you say, well, okay, let me get a mentor. Let me get someone that I can, practice under and ensure that I take my knowledge to another level. You learned everything, right? Enough to move out on your own. But did you kind of hone in on that expertise through a mentor or a business coach?
Tell you that God gave me that, doing that multiple times in that community.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that we don't have mentors in this sector of real estate development. And so, no, it was literally me leaning on God and him giving me direction. Yeah. And when I needed an answer, I would just start looking for it. And he was saying the answer to me. Like, sometimes I would just get an email. I'm like, I never signed up on this email list, but it was information
that you could use.
That I could use.
Wow.
And I'm just telling you, it's just like when you're destined to do something, it's your responsibility to take action.
Absolutely.
And everything else will fall in place. Stop trying to figure out how you're going to get to A to B. Just move towards B and it'll come together.
Right.
Yeah. Did y'all hear what she said?
And you just have to choose your words. We try to be very intentional about the words we use. Just very basic words. Like, we were talking about this week and we said, oh, it's been a tough week. And well, no, it's been a busy week. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been a tough week. Mm-hmm. It's been a busy week because you have to manifest. You have to speak words of affirmation. And in order for those things, like you said, to come back to you, because they will.
They will.
Those things will come to you.
And a lot of people
believer
say, that. Oh, we booked and busy. I changed busy to productive.
Yeah.
I'm booked and productive.
Yeah.
I'm being very productive. I just don't want to be busy doing a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be very intentional with my time and who I'm spending my energy with.
Right.
Because it's very important.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So choosing your words is very important. And I'm a huge believer on words and manifestation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're a living proof of that.
Absolutely.
So listen, I've been in preparing for this interview. I've been all up and down Madison Monroe Acres. So tell the audience about your current subdivision. Yeah. And I love it because it's the multi-generational aspect of it. That's but I'm gonna let you speak to it because I think it's a unique niche
concept
that you're working on.
For sure. So I've done flips before, but when you start to open up those walls, you don't know kind of what you're getting into.
Right.
So I specialize in new construction in rich homes. Now, there's not a ton of rich homes around.
That's true.
But a rich home can appeal to your, Gen Z?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These people don't want to walk up the stairs no more.
Right.
And so then I even honed in even more on modern. Like, yes, you have your traditional homes, and that's great. You can find that anywhere. But what about your open concept? Right. Something new, something crisp, something fresh.
Yeah.
And so I honed in on that even more. So with Madison Monroe Acres, I just believe that it's very important to have family. Like, I'm family driven. So we're in an age now where our parents are getting older.
Yes.
And people are having to make decisions.
That's true.
And, I don't believe that they want to put their parents in a home.
Right.
So let me create that space under one roof.
That's awesome.
Where you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, one, that mom or dad is just in a room.
Right.
Like, they have their own suite. Full kitchen,
yes,
laundry room, oversized bedroom, walk-in closet, in the stand-up shower. Like mom and dad are living in luxury.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And
Absolutely.
I believe that they deserve that.
Not in a mother-in-law suite off in the corner of the house with a bathroom.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
I
love
I love
about
how
your
you-
because that's where
Mhm.
I believe that's where things are heading because of the interest rates and things, and it's
combining
like,
household.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think in the last couple years we started working with clients who were, you know
Mhm.
what, the kids sold their home, they all moved in with mom, they got a nice
Yeah.
home. First level is, like you said, it's their own space. But I'm like, we as a people, we need to really get out of that mindset of I just want my own. You have yours, I have mine.
We're better together.
Imagine having
We're family.
a block
Yeah.
of your this is my neighborhood, literally.
Absolutely.
My
Yes.
cousins,
Yes.
my aunts, my uncles over there, like buying the block. That's what we're talking about. I
Mhm.
love exactly what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I literally, for what I'm doing, I've bought up the highway.
Right.
Highway 279. So I've been building down that stretch for the past couple of years because, again, I found my niche. Being in Atlanta, it takes longer to get permits. I can get a permit in less than a week.
So let them know where that
Really?
is specifically.
Okay, so Highway 279 is at Fayetteville, Georgia.
Mhm.
It is literally minutes away from the airport. You can
Yeah.
get to the airport
Beautiful.
away.
Beautiful area.
Get there in 12 minutes, minutes from downtown Buckhead. If you are into entertainment, you might have heard of Rick Ross or Vendor Holyfield.
Yeah.
It's literally minutes down the street from there. So we are on the beginning of Fayetteville, actually. So we're not deep down in Fayetteville, we're at the beginning. But there's so many things that are happening with Trilla Studios, the U.S.
Yes.
national soccer
Perfect
team.
location.
Yes.
They're supposed to be bringing a Porsche something experience to the
Oh.
So, I mean, there's just so many amazing things. Like that Fayetteville is top 5 school district in
Absolutely.
Georgia. So, I
Absolutely.
mean, there's just so many opportunities down there that are just endless.
Yeah.
Endless
Yeah.
possibilities.
And most of your properties sit on an acre?
Acre, yep, or more.
Oh, wow.
Because we're in the county and
Yeah.
not the city.
Okay.
So we're on a septic system, so it has to be more than an acre.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I looked at
awesome.
one of your models. It was 5 bedrooms,
Mhm.
7 bathrooms.
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
car garage,
Mhm.
full daylight basement, over 8,500 square feet. I was like, Key, can we get a house down there?
We need to try.
I said, we're going to talk to Danielle after the podcast.
Yes, for sure.
My
It's
mom
just-
would love to move
it's
in
just-
with us. So,
Because
and that may be
seriously,
a
that's
situation.
where, you
Yeah.
know, as you say, as our parents age,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and invest
Yeah.
Exactly.
in that experience.
Makes sense.
And not only if there's grandkids, if they're there with so there's so many benefits of having that generational setup.
And you know, other cultures are already doing that
Yeah.
And have been doing it for so long.
for so long.
So long. It's
So,
yeah.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
grandchildren need their grandparents, and grandparents need everybody because that keeps them young. It
Right.
keeps them fresh. And the grandparents can pass on recipes and stories.
Absolutely.
And like it's
It's the
so
best.
it's the best.
It's the best.
It's the
I
best
grew
that
up
we
with my
needed.
grandparents, and I cherish those memories. I really do, and wish that this younger generation could experience
that. Yeah.
having a real grandmother who was in the kitchen and cooking and caring for and loving.
Yes.
But so Danielle, talk about the difference between a builder and a developer.
Yes. So developer is everything land, from looking for the land, knowing about, first of all, the zoning, which is super important. Because you can buy a piece of land that's zoned agricultural, but you can get it rezoned.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a process, clearing the land and getting it ready for construction to go up.
Okay.
A builder is a person who constructs the home on the parcel. But from the developer standpoint, like you are looking for the land, getting the zoning,
Set the
and
foundation.
you're setting the foundation, bring the utilities to the property.
Right.
So the builder can now go vertical on the property.
You kind of have the vision, right? You have this vision of, okay, for this area, really, I want to see, these properties, or maybe, a development that's a mixed use,
Yes.
or whatever the case is. How do you come up with your ideas and what your vision is? Do you have a team that looks for land for you, or you're out riding around looking for land
I
yourself?
am boots on the ground.
Okay.
That has
You still
not
boots on the
changed.
ground?
I'm still boots on the
Driving
ground.
around looking like, pulling it.
That is me. Boots on the ground. I will
That's
get out the
awesome.
car. I will talk to a homeowner. I'll call them on the phone and try to pick up land off market.
Okay.
It's a lot better. And especially out in Fayetteville, a lot of those homeowners that have been there for a while actually have acreage.
Yeah.
So they're
Mhm.
able to also offer, when I say acres, they may own 40, 50 acres. And they may be like, oh, I just want 10.
No.
What they're on, and then they'll sell out the rest. And so you just
Right,
parcel that off and do what you need to do.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm boots on the ground. I'll look for stuff. I'm in control.
Yeah.
I tried to let it go.
You can't do it.
It just doesn't happen the way that I'm used to.
Sure.
Because I can pick up the phone, I call, I email.
Mhm.
If I didn't get
You
what
make it
person,
happen.
I'm going to call somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, well, XYZ didn't answer the phone. Who else can I speak to? Like, I'm going to keep
Sure.
going down that path until I get the answers or the person that I need to talk to. So it's not just,
Yeah.
You're
I got the
solution based,
voicemail.
like, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Solution based, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
What is your team? So I'm thinking about folks out there. They may be into real estate already, or they may just be realtors. They may be like, so what does your team look like at this level? So now you sort of went through sort of the rough patches, and you're still building, you're still growing your business. But at this level, what does your team look like?
That supports you.
So
Yeah.
I know you have partners and contractors you work with, but your core group, what does that look like?
My core group, I have a team. They're with me. They've been with me from the beginning. They are on payroll. They get paid every Friday. Got paid today.
Today, Friday.
Yes.
Today, Friday. I be like, but at the same time, I'm like, Lord, you know what? Thank you. You've put me in a position
That's right.
to be able to provide for other people.
That's right. Yes.
Huge responsibility. And it's not just me. And I'm like, okay, so I have my team. They've been riding with me forever. Architect, my builder that I have, my surveyor. They're all in-house, my civil engineer.
Wow.
So anytime I call, I need something done, I'm first.
That's awesome.
I'm first on the list. And I tell people also, like, I only sub out about 3 trades.
Okay.
My concrete contractor, whenever I call him, pick up the phone.
Okay.
Daniela.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so glad you called. I'll be
Yes.
there momentarily.
If I need them at 6 in the morning, 6:30, they are there.
That's awesome.
One, because
You've developed those relationships.
I developed those
Yeah.
relationships, and 2, they get paid on time.
Right.
So
right.
when they're done,
yeah.
they get paid.
Yeah.
It's not no running around.
Sure.
Let me.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
dodging
Mhm.
calls, and so they respect me as a woman. And 2, they know that I'm going to show up and I'm providing work, and they just give me back that same
energy.
energy,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
amazing. And so they kept me like going.
Yeah.
Because anytime I need, I'm like, I need you right now, like, because we have a really strict timeline of building, because we could typically build, let's say, a 3,000 to 5,000 square foot house in 90 days.
Oh, wow.
Most people cannot do that, but my team is my team. They
Right.
work every day. They're licensed
And they work only for you?
and only for me.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the difference.
Yes, that's the
That's
difference.
the difference.
And then
Mhm.
also, whenever we have our architectural plans, I buy everything up front. So I'm buying doors, I'm buying windows, appliances. So we're not waiting till we get to one phase to then order something.
Mhm.
Everything is ready. It's stored in the warehouse if we're not ready for it, and then brought to the site, and we're rocking and rolling.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about, we've had, time in real estate through the years where they say inventory is low.
Mhm.
How has that impacted you and your business when there are not enough homes. We've got all these buyers, but we're kind of driving up the price for resales because we're not producing enough homes.
Exactly. I think that's what happened again when we were kind of in that phase of what do we do now with the team that I had, was there's not enough inventory created.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when there's always a situation or a problem, there are multiple solutions. So what are you going to do to solve this problem that was presented?
Right.
Let me create it. And so since then, it's just been amazing. And I just keep the noise out. Like my circle is,
Yeah.
can barely see through it.
Yeah.
Because just
Makes
the
sense.
negative impact or the conversations, and I'm riding on a higher vibration. And so I'm pouring out so much, and I'm responsible for so many people
Right.
that I have to stay uplifted all the time.
Yeah.
Because if I get caught in that rut, it's not just me.
That's impacted.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so many other people. So that's important.
I feel like, we're celebrating African American women in real estate. I just feel like there's when women are involved, African American women are involved, it just adds a whole nother layer of flavor of creative thought.
There's beauty
of
and
experience. Like, I tell people, this is Key and Will duo, but it ain't no Key and Will without Key. You know what I mean? Because she brings a whole nother flavor. I'm like, I didn't think about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think there's an advantage. I know people may see that as a disadvantage of being a woman in what you do. I see that as an advantage because of, and look at where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so that's what I see.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to see success? Someone who's interested in being a developer potentially. Did it, and everyone has different experiences. What worked for you may not work for someone else, and they have to kind of go a different route. But just in general, what did that timeline look like for you?
I think there's waves.
Yeah.
Like when I first got into real estate, young mother, my first closing, I had $30,000 cash.
Right.
I didn't have anybody to tell me what I needed to do. I literally was putting that money in my shoebox at the bottom of my closet at 19 years old.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't have any mentorship. So it comes in waves. So I took that as, what do? I did a couple more. Then I started a business. I've always been an entrepreneur. And then I have my daughter. So she's been along with me for the entire journey. But then again, being where I am now, it comes in waves. It's like, okay, I'm ready for the next level.
Okay.
And so when you're ready for the next level, there's problems that you have to solve. And so success is whatever you want it to be. I don't necessarily define it as for whatever you want it to be.
Sure.
At the time that you're in your life.
Right.
And so it's changed from the material stuff to the family stuff to now community, because I've been able to get everything I wanted.
Right.
Provide for my family outside of my personal family, my extended family.
Awesome.
And now I'm pouring into my community.
Yeah.
So let's talk about legacy, because you mentioned your daughter, and I can't even believe you.
That is
I said,
grandmother.
She's about 25 years old.
That's a typo.
but it's so amazing because when we talk about legacy, especially in real estate, because that's a true legacy that can be made. How has that impacted your drive? Because you have, of course, your daughter, and then you have your granddaughter. Like,
how old is your
daughters? They're twin girls. They're 2 years old.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes.
That sounds
like for them, as they get older, and be like, my grandmother is like a boss.
A real boss.
Like, she owns stuff.
Yeah.
So how does that impact, like mentally? How does that?
That's it's an amazing feeling. And with that, I'm taking them along with me. So actually, Madison Monroe Acres is named after them.
You gotta be.
Wow.
I'm gone. Are you serious?
So, I don't know what's going to happen and how long I'm here, but they'll be able to look up
blessings,
and say,
honey.
my name is in the deed book.
That is.
We had a subdivision that my grandmother created. And that was important.
We can end this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Drop the mic. The mic.
That is so beautiful.
That is beautiful. I did not know that.
That's not inspiration. I don't know what is. The
Yeah,
fact that you were
that's so
able to
beautiful.
start off
And smart.
19 years old, making
Yeah.
that first check, $30,000.
Yeah.
And here you are 2 years later. Looking
Yes.
like
I know.
Here you are 2 years later, a developer, and you have built a subdivision with your grandchildren. I mean, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
with your family in
Your
mind.
family in mind.
How does your husband play a part, or does he? Is he in the same kind of industry as you, or
He
okay?
He is the machine that keeps us going.
Good,
Wow.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm just the conductor.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
he is the train.
I get it.
He is
Awesome.
the train.
I get
So it's a blessing
That's
to
a
have
blessing.
him in my life because it's shown me even more in being with someone that's aligned
Mm-hmm.
and
It's so
having
important.
your person
Yeah.
elevates you to the
It
next
does.
level.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
To have
Wow.
that support and know that someone supports your dream
Yeah.
is a phenomenal
And
feeling.
to be on that same page.
Yeah.
You feel like you could do anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For
Especially with
sure.
God in your life. It's just like,
Absolutely.
and the bumps in the road, those just bumps.
No,
we just
that's it.
we keep
We're
moving.
gonna
We do
overcome
all
because even when I'm feeling like it, he pushes me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's like you got this.
Yeah.
That's
You got
awesome.
this. We gonna keep going. I'll be one to hesitate.
Yeah.
You like stutter.
Yeah, I'll be
like that car that you got to keep hitting the gas. Stutter. He like, no,
Yeah.
I'll just push the gas.
Just push the
Full
gas. Full throttle. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So what's next? I mean, you've already what's
Well,
next
I
in
have
your
a
life?
question
Yeah.
because if you were my family, you would get tired of me calling and be like, Danielle, what kind of house can we build a house for me? Like, does your family call you all the time and say, or advise me on? I'm sure they ask for advice all the time, but I need a house, and I'm sure it's I'm being funny, but how do you balance your family wanting certain things from you because you're out here building homes?
It's interesting because it's not too many people who do. I think it's with any family. They sit and watch.
Okay.
Understood.
They sit and watch. They see it
Understood.
happen. And they're like, okay, she can do it. She's doing this. She's doing that.
Yeah.
And then
Isn't
sometimes
that
it's even
interesting?
with real estate, with family. This is my cousin, this whomever. And they don't want you to know their business.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Finances.
We've
they'll
talked
go
about
and
it.
use somebody
We've
else.
talked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And that can be so disappointing. It's like all you had to do
Very
was just come and
disappointing.
talk to me.
Yeah.
We're a family.
Like we're family.
We're a
And
family.
so it's interesting. I would love for them to come, but I'm grateful for like my nephews that call me and they listen
That's
to
good.
me. And they're like, okay, auntie, my credit score is 725. What I do
Yeah.
now? I
Yeah.
have a credit card because I had to learn on my own. Like my mom and dad they're old school. So they came from a generation of cash is king.
Right.
Yeah.
When I came to
Mhm.
Georgia,
Mhm.
again, the money in the shoebox.
Yeah,
Cash is
yeah.
king.
No
say
credit.
No
No credit cards.
Zero.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so when I came to Georgia, and I never forget the day, but this is what, again, just catapult me to the next level. I went to a dealership to get a car. They ran my credit.
Mm-hmm.
They literally laughed at me.
But you
I said,
didn't
"What's the
know.
problem?" I
You
didn't
didn't know, right?
They
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
you only have $3,500 worth of credit. I said, but I got cash. Like,
Yeah.
I
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
What you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Exactly.
They said, but you don't have no credit.
Mm.
I was like, what?
I thought the less credit you had, the better.
Well, the better.
the
And
better.
that wasn't it.
Yeah, I grew up that
had
way
to
as well.
learn. So I went
Mhm.
I didn't stop there because I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
need a car.
Yeah.
So I kept going to the next dealership, just the second one. They did in-house financing. They approved me, had a
Mhm.
brand new car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Brand new. I was like, okay, let
Yeah.
me work on this credit. Had another trade line, which was my car. Then I started getting credit cards.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, how does a credit card work? You pay your balance before the statement ending date and not when your credit card balance is due. So then when it
Mm-hmm.
reports to the credit bureau, you still have a low.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your balance
your
isn't
balance is
even.
low. It's
Yeah.
not there.
It's not even there.
And I don't like bills.
Mhm.
And so if there's like insurance, my car insurance, I pay 6 months in advance. don't nickel and dime me with every month. I don't like that. So I just pay stuff off in advance. And a lot of the times you get a break when you pay it all off.
Exactly.
And then also I learned just with my clients in real estate, they got points. So I was like, what is this point stuff?
Oh, my goodness.
This point stuff. Now my daughter like, Mom, you can do it because you get your points. I'm like, girl, because I wasn't going to do it unless I get my points. But listen, I can travel. I can buy stuff.
That's right.
With
your points.
We got on that point game. We got on that point game.
Absolutely.
I'll be like, listen, don't use no debit card.
Right.
Do not, but you have to be disciplined. Pay it every week. If you don't have the money, don't buy it.
Right. Right.
Charge your gas, charge your
groceries,
and then pay it right back up. Download that app. Money back in the points and
absolutely.
And I'm like, oh, I can stay in this nice, big 5-star hotel with my points.
I don't even think we know what our debit cards look like.
We don't even
cards away.
I don't even have them. They'd be like, and it's interesting because again, it's just education. You go to the bank and you're sitting down talking to your banker, and sometimes when you come in, they're not there. They're like, oh, where's your debit card? So I don't have one. Stop.
I don't have a
people
checkbook
for their debit card.
Right.
Educate these people on building their credit.
That's true.
And so that's what I had to do all the time, and I learned it, and now I'm able to pass it on to everybody.
That's awesome.
To like put that debit card away, even if they start you off for $250, just a little bit at a time.
That's true.
And pay it off. I said they'll increase it. They'll increase it
very quickly.
On their
very
own.
quickly.
You don't even have to call.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, oh, here's your new credit limit.
And you be like, what?
It's gonna go crazy. It's go crazy.
I love it. I love it.
Many jewels, but these are you're talking about just educating, particularly the young folks. It's like, hey, I tell when we mentor folks, I'll say, hey, listen, by the time you get my age, you'll be sitting back like Danielle.
Yes.
You have subdivisions in your name. You'll have properties. You'll have your family taken care of because you got to listen. You got to listen.
And to be as young as you are and as successful as you are you offering a mentorship program for people who are just interested in either being an entrepreneur or being a developer so that you can drop these jewels in a way that people, are able to take advantage of it?
Yes, absolutely. So in November, I will be dropping my ebook.
Yes.
This is just the beginning of how to get started in development. And then in 2025, we are going to be dropping the developer mentorship where they can get modules on how to go through the step-by-step process. Now, granted, it ain't for everybody because social media makes everything look good.
Glamorous.
People show up, they put on their clothes, they comb their hair, but you don't know what is going on behind the scenes.
That's right.
They have to keep pushing themselves forward one step at a time to say, okay, we're going to get through this. You cannot give up easily.
Right.
Like it's work. It's hard work. And it's work when nobody else wants to work. And when you even have people that are your contractors, like you may have to get up and get that shovel and dig that dirt, out of the footing so you can pass inspection.
Yeah.
Like you have to be there. You can't just collect the check.
Right.
Like there's work that happens before the check even comes.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking to get into this business, any part of real estate, your main focus should not be the money.
Right.
You have to enjoy what you
do.
I literally enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
From designing, from sketching out my floor plans to picking out material, like I enjoy it. And then everything else just falls.
Absolutely.
But if I was there for the money, like you have to invest so much money before you can even get anything out.
Right. Right.
And hopefully you break even.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So yes, but the course is coming 2025.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you
That's
for
a
that.
big deal.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
And that is a common theme, Danielle, with this series that we've been doing with our African-American women entrepreneurs is what you see on social media, as beautiful as each and every one of you are that we've interviewed for this series, is you work hard. And sometimes there are really tough times where you're like, ooh, okay. And you have to be able to push through. It's not just the glam that you see on social media.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is, and that's great. But there is hard work. Will was just up on a ladder today in somebody else's house.
Hey, do what we gotta do.
Trying to make, get the blinds, sometimes you just, like you said, you've got to put on your sneakers and your jeans, pull your hair up in a bun and make it happen.
And make it happen.
Make it happen. So I'm so happy that we were able to sit down with you and get to know you.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you so
spirit
much.
is beautiful. Your energy is infectious. And I feel privileged to just sit down with you today. And thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Because I've learned some things,
I had no idea of your story. And I'm glad we're able to tell it to the audience.
Yes.
Thank you for seeing me and what I'm doing. So
you're doing big things.
Yes.
Thank you so
Definitely.
Big things. You are beautiful inside and out, and we appreciate you. Thank you guys for joining us.
Wasn't that amazing?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you for joining Key and Will's podcast today. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share.
Do all that.
You better share this podcast.
You gotta share this. You have to.
Because people will certainly benefit from this. And Danielle, did you enjoy it today?
This was amazing.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Good.
I am proud of you guys. So keep doing what you're doing. You're making a difference.
Thank you.
And again, thanks for seeing all of us that you bring on the podcast.
Thank you.
So bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Key and Will, you guys.
We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.